Okay, then let us start geography. There are few topics which is remain. Let us finish it off first. Then let us go for economy, new subjects. ನಾನು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಹಾಕಿದೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರಾ? ತಂದಿದ್ರಾ new book? What was the last topic we discussed yesterday? Yeah. Coastal plain, what is the length of our coastal plain? What is the length of our coastal plain? Coast length 7,000? 7,000? 7,005? 16.5. Out of that, 6,100 kilometers is mainland. Okay, 6,100 kilometers is mainland, and 1,416.5 is island. Total 7,516.5. Out of that, 600 is mainland and 1,416.5 is our island. How many states have in coastal area? 9. Coast 9. And which is the biggest coastline state? Gujarat. Second biggest? Andhra Pradesh. Okay. And these ranges of Himalaya we discussed it, right? In our earlier classes, the ranges of Himalaya we discussed it. Karakoram range, Ladakh, Jaskar, right? Karakoram, Ladakh, Jaskar, Great Himalaya, Himadri, Lesser Himalaya, Shivaliks, right? Okay, see, our Himalaya is like this, okay? At western side, this is the eastern side, it bent towards north. At eastern side, it bent towards south. Okay, our Himalaya at western side, it bent towards north, somewhat north. And at the eastern side it bent towards somewhat south. And in old UPSC questions, what is the place in which it bent? The place in which bent towards north is called Nanga Parvat. Bent towards north. This place is called Nanga Parvat. Nanga Parvat. And Himalaya which bent towards south, the place where Himalaya bent towards south is called Namcha Barwa. Nanga Parvat and Namcha Barwa. These are the two places. Himalaya is wider in the western side, okay? Himalaya is wider in the western side and narrower in the eastern side. And the western side around 400 kilometers. Western side around 400 kilometers here, width. Here around 50 kilometer width. 50 kilometer. If you split entire Himalaya into separate states, like you can split it in 4 different parts, okay? The westernmost is called Punjab Himalaya. westernmost Punjab Himalaya. Next, Kumaon Himalaya. Kumaon Himalaya. Kumaon. Kumaon Himalaya. Next, Nepal Himalaya and Assam Himalaya. Nepal Himalaya and Assam Himalaya. This is Punjab Himalaya. Punjab Himalaya, Kumaon Himalaya, Nepal Himalaya and Assam Himalaya. Nimge keltare. Which is lengthiest, which is shortest, which Himalaya is lengthiest, which Himalaya is shortest. The Punjab Himalaya length is 560 km. The length of the Punjab Himalaya, 560 km. And it is in the river, between the river Indus and Sutlej. Indus and Sutlej. It's in a river between Indus and Sutlej. Punjab Himalaya, 560 km. 560 km between the river Indus and Sutlej. Next, Kumaon Himalaya, 320 km. This is 560 km. This is 320 km. This is between the Sutlej and Kali river. Sutlej and Kali river. Okay. Nepal Himalaya is 800 km length. 800 km. It's in between Kali river and Tista river. Kali and Tista river. Tista. Sikkim al barate. Gottidya? Tista river. Sikkim. And Assam Himalaya, 720 km. 720 km. It's in between Kali river and Brahmaputra. See. Now tell me, which is the widest one? Widest matlab lengthiest. Which one is the lengthiest? Assam. What about Nepal? Nepal. So Nepal Himalaya was the lengthiest Himalaya compared to Assam. Assam was the next lengthiest. Next, Punjab. The shortest one is Kumaon. Kumaon is a not Indian name, different foreign name. Kumaon. Okay. So this Nepal Himalaya, Kumaon or Assam Himalaya, between which river? That is also very important. Nepal Himalaya is between the Kali and Tista river. Tista. El barate, Sikkim. And Brahmaputra river el barate? Assam. Right? There is a national park called Kaziranga National Park. Rhinos. Kaziranga National Park rhinos are very famous. Every year Kaziranga National Parks witness flood. Every year. Okay. So from Kali river to Brahmaputra river, it is Assam Himalaya. Between Kali and Tista, it is Nepal. Between Sutlej and Kali, it is Kumaon. Between Indus and Sutlej, it is Punjab Himalaya. 400, 320, 800 and 720 kilometers. And western side of the Himalaya, it took northern side turn in the place Nanga Parvat, and on the eastern side of the Himalaya took southward direction at the place Namcha Barwa. And western side of Himalaya is wider than the eastern side Himalaya. Western side is around 400 kilometers, eastern side is around 50 kilometers. These are the facts. You must remember to the exam. Okay. That's all. So, Himalaya longitudinally divided into three parts, right? Greater Himalaya, Middle Himalaya, Lesser Himalaya. We discussed it, Shiva Alexander. And latitudinally we divided into four. Like Punjab Himalaya, Kumaon Himalaya, Nepal Himalaya, Assam Himalaya. Then change ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Confuse ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು. Longitudinally Himalaya divided into three groups: greater, middle and lesser. And latitudinally it is divided into four groups. Which one? Punjab, Kumaon, Nepal and Assam Himalaya. Okay. Now tell me from the decreasing order, length decreasing order. decreasing order. Decreasing means first one long, lengthier would be first one. Decreasing order. Nepal, Assam, Punjab, Kumaon. Exactly. And this Himalaya is called in different names in different cities or in different states. Okay. In Arunachal Pradesh, in Arunachal Pradesh, Himalaya is called as Pakai Boom. P-A-K-A-I-B-O-O-M. The Himalayas at the Arunachal Pradesh. P-A-K-A-I-B-O-O-M. Pakai Boom. The Himalayas at the Arunachal Pradesh are called as Pakai Boom. The Himalayas at the Manipur are called as Manipur Hills. Manipur Hills. Himalayas at the Nagaland are called as Naga Hills. The Himalayas at Mizoram are called Lushai Hills. L-U-S-H-I. L-U-S-H-A. Lushai Hills. And Mizo Hills. The Himalayas at Mizoram called as Lushai, L-U-S-H-A, Lushai Hills and Mizo Hills. Okay. Himadri is the highest peak of Himalaya, 6,100 meter. 6,100 meter, Himadri. Highest peak. I mean, in mountain, it is not actually peak, highest peak anta helbardu. It's like a highest mountain. Himadri is the highland mountain or the highest mountain. Himadri not a peak name. Himadri means entire mountain name. And Aravalli range is the oldest cold mountain. That day we discussed it, right? What is the lengthiest mountain in the world? In the world, lengthiest mountain. Andes and Rocky are the lengthiest mountain. Andes and Rockies, America. The discussion, no? Rocky and Andes. Highest Himalaya, Mount Everest. Himalayas are continuous one or discontinuous? No, it is a continuous one. Okay, Himalayas are the continuous one. Small breakages are there, but it is continuous only. Small breakages to pass the river, some of the river. ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಯಾಕೆ ಅದು ಹಾಗೆ. And there is a pass. What is pass actually? Pass. Something pass means what? Like this, consider this as a guard. There is a space for movement, right? This is a pass. Okay. There is a pass in Sikkim called Nathola Pass. That is very important. Nathola Pass. ನಿಮಗೆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಪಾಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಆ ಪಾಸ್ ಆ ಇಯರಿಗೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾಥೋಲ ಪಾಸ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಂ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಸಾಕು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಅದು ಇದು ಬಂಗಾರ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಂಗಾರ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಇದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಗೆ? ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಜಿಯೋಗ್ರಫಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟು ಸೇರಿ. ಆ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಫೈನಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೆ ಮುಗಿಯಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಂ, ಬಂಗಾರ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಅಲುವೆಲ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಆರ್ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲುವೆಲ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್. ಬಂಗಾರ ಓಲ್ಡ್, ಕಾದರ್ ನ್ಯೂ, ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ. ಸುಂದರ್ಬನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಈಶ್ವರಿ ನಾವು ಸುಂದರ್ಬನ್ ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್. ಈಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ ಆರ್ ಈಶ್ವರಿ? ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ, ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್. And mangroves, it is famous for the mangroves. What is mangroves? the plants which is adapted for the salt marshes, and they grow in the continental shelf of the sea, right? And they adapted for that, and they'll get oxygen through their roots also, called nematophorous roots. Like they respirate through their root spores, the roots which is come out from the surfaces, and they'll respirate. And their seed germination is also something special. Like while it is there in a tree only, that will germinate, then it will fall on the ground. Otherwise, because of the salt, that will not germinate, not able to germinate and reproduce the new plants. That's why this is a kind of modification for that climate. It germinate within fruit only, then it will fall. After that, that will grow. This is all. There are the morphological modifications which was made by the plant to sustain in that environment. Okay. And Gangetic plain ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ವಾ? See, 40% of our India's population is concentrated on the Gangetic plain. Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, 40%. And 60% of our India's food comes from that plain, 60%. Because it is a which kind of soil? Alluvial soil. Sediments of the rivers, big rivers, Himalayan rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, right? What is peninsular plateau? Peninsular plateau, eastern plateau, central plateau, eastern plateau, and northern plateau, eastern plateau, and Deccan plateau, combinedly called peninsular plateau. Mizoram, Manipur, which plateau? Peninsular plateau only. That will not come under the Himalayan foothills. Okay, that is how. And Vindhya and Satpura is separated by which river? Narmada river. That is a west flowing river. Tapi and Narmada, west flowing river. Rest of the rivers are the east flowing rivers. Rest of the major rivers are the east flowing. Majority of the India's rivers are the east flowing rivers. Okay. Some of the small rivers are the west flowing river, but Narmada is a big river, that is also west flowing. That's why it is very important. And Narmada flows in between the Vindhya and Satpura ranges. These Vindhya and Satpura ranges, it looks like it divides India into two halves, okay? Because that is in the middle of India. And which is at the northern side, Vindhya or Satpura? Northern side, topple iradu. Vindhya. After that Narmada, after that Satpura. So Narmada flows in between the valleys of Vindhya and Satpura. Okay. Tapi is the second longest west flowing river. First one is Narmada. Highest peak of Meghalaya, Sabaramati. Okay. Highest peak of Meghalaya, Sabaramati. Nallamala hill kelidra? Nallamala. That's in Andhra Pradesh. Nallamala. 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 See, ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೀಕ್ಸ್ ಕಲಿಬೇಕಂತಲ್ಲ, ಆ ವರ್ಷ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಬರಿಬೋದು. ಪಲಾನಿ ಹಿಲ್ಸ್ ತಮಿಳ್ನಾಡು. ಪಲಾನಿ PALANI. ಪಲಾನಿ ಹಿಲ್ಸ್ ತಮಿಳ್ನಾಡು. HILLS. ಈ ಊಟಿ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಊಟಿ ಇಸ್ ನಿಯರ್ ಟು ಪಲಾನಿ ಹಿಲ್ಸ್. Highest peak of Western Ghat, yesterday we discussed it. Highest peak of Western Ghat. Anaimudi. Dodda Betta. Okay. Highest peak of Eastern Ghat? No, Nilgiri Hills is a concentration area, confluence area of the Eastern Ghat and Western Ghat. They do join ago area. Eastern Ghat and Western Ghat joins at Nilgiri Hills. And that is the place also, it's like a three state, it's a border of three states, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Nilgiri Hills is concentrated at the border of the three states, okay. And majority of the Nilgiri Hills is on Tamil Nadu side, and second majority is at the Karnataka side, Kerala little bit. Nilgiri joins Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat. And within Nilgiri, what is the highest peak? If the question is like within Nilgiri, what is the highest peak? Dodda Betta. Okay, that's on Karnataka side. Karnataka side. See, western coast is longer or eastern coast? Western coast is longer or eastern coast? Western coast are longer. Okay. ಅನ್ಸಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ಗುಜರಾತ್ ಹೀಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊ ಗುಜರಾತಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಲೆಂತ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಹೌ ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಕೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ lengthier or longer than the eastern coast. ಈಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಘಾಟ್ ಏನ್ ಬರೆದ್ರಿ ಆಗ? ಬರ್ಸಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅರನ್ಕೊಂಡ ಬರ್ಸಿಲ್ಲ? ಅರನ್ಕೊಂಡ. See, because of landslides and all, this is going to change sometime. And because of new innovation sometime. UPSC ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ. And more delta which side? More delta which side? Western coast or eastern coast? Eastern coast. More deltas on the eastern coast, correct? Estuary? Western coast. Why estuary on the western coast? Why delta on the eastern coast? Because most of the Himalayan rivers drains towards Bay of Bengal. That's why eastern coast having more delta. Himalayan rivers means long flowing rivers and perennial rivers, not seasonal. So they brought lot many sediments and they deposited the confluence area. That's why deposition activity is more, and when it deposits sediment, that itself is a delta. Okay. Estuary means what? Estuary is a depositional or erosional? Yesterday. Oh my God. See, both delta and estuary are the depositional activity, but the now amount of deposition may be a little bit. Then also estuary is a depositional activity. Miss ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, ಅಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಿನ್ನೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ. Then stalagmite, stalactite, pillar, depositional, erosional. Very good. What happened to you? See, what is this? Karst topography, right? Karst topography means what? Groundwater flowing place. And sediments going to grow like this, settle and grow, and when it touches like this, then it is pillar. Stalactite is stalagmite. Okay, something deposited, right? Then how it would be erosional? Something deposited, right? Don't confuse that. Very important. ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ರೆ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಲಿಟ್ಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಇಂದ. Which coast is submergent and which coast is emergent coast? ಮುಳುಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಯಾವುದು, ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಯಾವುದು? Connect delta and estuary for that. If it is delta means something depositing, that means it is emerging. If it is estuary means directly river is disappearing within the ocean, within the sea, so it is submerging. So which coast is submerging and which coast is emerging? ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಲೆ ಓಡಿಸಿ. Which coast is submerging? Submerging means what? If there is something, sediment is concentration, sediment is depositing means that is not submerging, that is emerging, right? River directly draining into the sea means it is not emerging. It directly entering into the sea. Something is depositing means that is emerging coast. Right? So where it is depositing? Eastern coast, because Himalayan rivers. So Himalayan rivers means eastern coast of India is emerging coast. Eastern coast of India is emerging coast. Western coast of India is submerging coast. See, when it is emerging means the coast width is more at what place? Eastern or western? Coast width. Eastern, exactly. Western means directly continental slope. There is no shelf at all. And delta is best for the fishing or estuaries? Estuaries are the best for the fishing because a river directly enters to the sea. When river directly enters to the sea, fresh water meets the saline water. When the place where fresh water meeting saline water, that is good for the fishing. Even cold water meets the hot water, that is the place for good for the fishing. Adhe tara, fresh water meets the saline water at estuary, so that is good for fishing. See, if it is depthless, what is the wave height? More or less, tides class. Depthless means continental shore. Continental shelf means near to the coast. When it is near to the coast, the wave height would be less or more. While discussing, underwater earthquake, I talked about this tsunami. So, the something which is there in the middle of the ocean, that is not going to affect. Something which is there at the shore, the ship at the shore is not safe when there is a tsunami. One common saying is, ship at the shore is safe, but it's not meant for. But that is wrong in terms of tsunami, because ship at the shore going to affect more. Ship at the deeper sea is safe, right? So when it is depthless means shore only depth just iralla. When it is depthless, less depth or less deep, wave height is more. In a deep sea, wave height is less. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಈಸಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ನೀವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಲೆ ಓಡಿಸಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ತುಂಬ ಈಸಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay. See, the height of the Western Ghat increases from north to south. If it is a Western Ghat, higide. Consider this as a width, height ankonಡ್ರೆ. This is north, this is south. Western Ghat. The height of the Western Ghat increases from north to south. Means in northern side less height, southern side more height. Western Ghat starts from Gujarat, okay? Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, some parts of Tamil Nadu. So, when it comes to south, the height would be more. When it comes to north, the height is very less. Eastern Ghat, totally opposite. Northern side, more height. This is Eastern Ghat. Northern side, this is Eastern Ghat. Northern side, heighter, and southern side, lesser. Eastern Ghat height increases from south to north. Means northern highest, southern lowest. How many islands are there in Andaman and Nicobar? Official islands, 572 as of now. And that's going to decrease us for some time because of ocean water rising, global warming. So you know this, in Lakshadweep, 36 islands are the official islands. 36 islands are there. And all Lakshadweep islands are the coral islands. You know this, they form because of the coral reef built. All 36 islands are the coral islands. Like atoll, fringe reef, yesterday we discussed it, right? Atoll, what is atoll? Fringe, periphery. If the coral reef is next to the coast, we call it as a fringe. If it is in middle of the ocean, we call it as a atoll. These Lakshadweep are the atolls. Okay, if the statement is like Lakshadweep are the atolls, yes or no? Yes, yesterday we discussed it. So there are 36 islands, means 36 atolls. 94% Lakshadweep are 94% of the population of Lakshadweep are Muslims. Okay, 94%. Total ಎಷ್ಟು population ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? 64%. 64% population. I mean 64,000 population. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರೋದು 1 lakh ಸಮೇತ ಇಲ್ಲ. 64,000. And you know this, there is no scheduled caste in Lakshadweep. SC ilve illa obru. Not even single. There is no scheduled caste in Lakshadweep. And sometimes they may ask like, there is a mangroves in Lakshadweep. Samudra ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, land ಇದೆ, so mangroves ಇರ್ಬೋದು. No, there is no mangrove. Why? Because it's a coral reef islands. So there is no mangroves at all. Mangroves illa. Yes, there were some. But in Lakshadweep it is a atoll. That's why there is no mangroves. This Andaman Nicobar, it's a continent. Okay? That's why, I mean it's a land. That's why there were some mangroves and there were some corals. Here it is flooded with corals, Lakshadweep. See, there are 3 important groups of islands in Lakshadweep. Northern side are called Amindivi Islands. It's in a northern side. After that, Lakadevi Island, Amindevi, Lakadevi, and Minika in the south. So these 3 groups of islands. Lakadevi in the middle, Amindevi in the north, and Minika in the south. After Minika, next Maldives. Okay, Maldives. That is not India. Sometimes they may ask, which channel runs between this? Which channel runs between this? Channel means what? This is nothing but our latitude. Which latitude? This is 11 degree latitude. In between Amindevi Island and Lakadevi Island, 11 degree latitude. And it is 9 degree latitude here. And so many times isn't there, like in between Minicoy and Maldives, which island? I mean which longitude passes? Which longitude? 8 degree. 8 degree channel. Very important. Okay. North Amindevi, middle Lakadevi Islands, and Minicoy is the south. So, if the question is like, what is the channel which separates India and Maldives? What the channel means longitude? 8 degree. Next, take heading Andaman and Nicobar. What is the northernmost peak? I mean, northernmost continent within Andaman? North Andaman. That's it. The name itself is North Andaman. North Andaman, north side. Next, Middle Andaman. Then South Andaman. There is a peak called Saddle Peak, which is the highest peak of Andaman and Nicobar. That is situated in North Andaman. Saddle Peak. Saddle Peak, highest peak. Tutta Tudi, highest peak. Saddle Peak. SADD EL ಅಂತನೂ ಇದೆ, LE ಅಂತನೂ ಇದೆ, depending on book. One book. Okay, which is the largest island of India? Largest island of India? This middle Andaman is the largest island of India. And what is the capital of Andaman Nicobar? Port Blair. That's in South Andaman. That's in South Andaman. Port Blair. Ali idalide airport allale. Okay. And what is the southernmost? This is so many times they ask. What is the southernmost point of Andaman? Not Nicobar. Southernmost point of Andaman. Tell me. Majority of the people go for the South Andaman. Southernmost is Little Andaman. Little Andaman. Okay. Little Andaman. There is a passage called Duncan Passage in between South Andaman and Little Andaman. Duncan Passage. What is passage and all? We discussed it, right? Gottide alva? Duncan, C-A-N. Duncan. That also depends. Kelakade C-U ide. Duncan Passage. And Little Andaman is the southernmost tip of Andaman. Okay. And what is the channel which separates Andaman and Nicobar? See here Nicobar, right? South side of Andaman is Nicobar, and the channel which separates Andaman and Nicobar is 10-degree channel. What is this channels? Nothing but a latitude. Northernmost Nicobar. What is the northernmost Nicobar? Car Nicobar. Northernmost Nicobar are called Car Nicobar. And you know this, Little Andaman is the southernmost Andaman, but Little Nicobar is the middle Nicobar. Confuse agate. Little Nicobar or middle Nicobar. Okay. Next, southernmost Nicobar is Great Nicobar. Southernmost Nicobar is the Great Nicobar. Below Nicobar, what is there? After that, India over. Okay, Indonesia, Sumatra, these are going to start. And the channel which separates Great Nicobar and Indonesia, 6-degree channel. 6-degree channel. Or the channel which separate India and Maldives. India and Indonesia, or India and Sumatra. If the question is like, what is the channel which separate India and Sumatra or India and Indonesia? 6-degree. India and Maldives. Lakshadweepata nodadvalla. 8-degree. Very good. Minicoy and Maldives, 8-degree. And Little Andaman is the northernmost Andaman. Yes or no? No. Southernmost. Wow. Very good. Then what is Great Nicobar? I mean, Little Nicobar. What is the southernmost Nicobar? My question is, what is the southernmost Nicobar? Great Nicobar. What is the southernmost Andaman? Little Andaman. Port Blair is the capital. Within Little, South Andaman. Okay. And what is the highest island, biggest island of India? Middle Andaman. And there is a peak called Saddle Peak in North Andaman. Right? Saddle Peak. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Yeah, that's why. See, what is the channel which separates Andaman and Nicobar? No, Andaman and Nicobar, 10-degree. And Duncan Passage separates rest of the Andaman with? No, rest of the Andaman with Little Andaman. Little Andaman, Duncan Passage. The Duncan Passage separates Andaman and Nicobar. Wrong. Duncan Passage separates rest of the Andaman with Little Andaman, but 10 degree channel separates Andaman and Nicobar, right? And what is the northernmost Nicobar? Car Nicobar. Southernmost Nicobar? Southernmost Great Nicobar. Okay. Little Nicobar is in the southernmost. Yes or no? Little Andaman and Little Nicobar are the southernmost points of Andaman and Nicobar. My statement wrong. Because Little Nicobar is middle Nicobar, not southernmost. Southernmost Nicobar is the Great Nicobar. Okay. And Nicobar and Indonesia, or Nicobar and Sumatra, the channel which separates Nicobar and Sumatra is the 6 degree channel. 9 degree channel? Huh? 9 degree? Huh? Lakadevi and Minicoy. Minicoy and Maldives? 8 degree. 11 degree channel separates Amindevi and Lakadevi. Okay? Very confusing. 100 times revision needed for this area. Okay? What is the largest archipelago of India? What is archipelago? Group of islands. Right. What is the largest archipelago? Not Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar are the largest archipelago. Largest archipelago of world? Indonesia. Okay, group of islands are called archipelago. Really, just islands ಇದೆ Andaman Nicobar just island comparatively, right? So, in world ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ Indonesia. You know this Andaman and Nicobar islands ಗೆ ಹೊಸ ನೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Raos Island ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು, ಅದನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದು ನೇತಾಜಿ Island, right? Raos, RAOS, Raos Island is renamed as a, this is current affairs, ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Island. For Raos Island, they renamed it. Modi government renamed it as a Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Island. Wonderful, Allah. Nile Island, NAIL. Nile Island is renamed as a Shahid Island. Nile. NAIL. Nile Island is renamed as a Shahid. Howlock Island, HOWLOCK. Howlock Island is renamed as Swaraj Island. Howlock Island is renamed as a Swaraj. Okay. Raos, Netaji, Nile, Shahid, Howlock, Swaraj. Wonderful. Island in Pulicat Lake. There is a lake called Pulicat in our eastern coast of Pulicat Lake. It's in Andhra Pradesh. Okay. You know this Satish Dhawan space station, rocket launching station. That is in Pulicat Lake. That's near Pulicat Lake. Okay. So Pulicat, Pulicat, Pulicat Lake is in Andhra Pradesh. Go there. And Kalam Island. There is a island called Kalam. It is named after Abdul Kalam. Okay. Kalam Island. It is located in Odisha. It's a missile testing island. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಫೈರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಿದ್ರೆ ಬೇ ಆಫ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. See, New Moor Island. There is another famous island, NEWMOOR. New Moor, NEWMOOR. It's in West Bengal. See, in 1917 there was a cyclone called Bola cyclone, and because of this cyclone, this island formed. This island formed because of the cyclone. That's why the name New Moor. New Moor means in Bengal Bhasha something Hosadu, New Moor. It is formed in 1970, right? That's why New. There was a cyclone named Bola, BHULA, Bola cyclone in 1970. It's around India, Bangladesh, regional level. Another one, this Alia Bet Island. It's in Gujarat. Yes, Alia Bet, not but. Okay, BET. ALIA, Alia, BET, Alia Bet Island. It's in Gujarat. ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Bhavnagar, Bhavnagar in Gujarat. There is a district called Bhavnagar. And this is the second highest offshore petroleum extraction place. Offshore means within sea. Offshore petroleum extraction within India. This is the second offshore. What is the first offshore? Mumbai High. Mumbai High, Maharashtra. Bombay High, Mumbai High ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Second offshore, Alia Bet. And another one is Digboy. Now ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ವಾ Digboy. Where it is? Digboy, Assam. First oil reserve in India. First oil reserve in India. And another one in Gujarat, Ankaleshwar. Ankaleshwar, ಕೇಳಿದ್ರ? Ankaleshwar. UNKALESH. Ankaleshwar, WR. Second oil reserve, onshore. Onshore, second oil reserve. It is renamed as a Vasudhara. Okay, this year. This is Ankaleshwar old name. Renamed as a Vasudhara. Vasudhara reserve. And different animal project. Okay, sometimes ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು year ಎಲ್ಲ. Project Lion, Project Elephant, Project Crocodile, Project Snow Leopard. ಯಾವ year ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ. Take Project Hangal. Hangal is a kind of animal which is normally J&K ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ, ಜಮ್ಮು ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. HANGUAL, Hangal. HANGUL, Hangal. Okay. There is a national park called Dachigam National Park in J&K. Okay. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಈ Hangal. Dachigam National Park. Hangal, Project Hangal is related to J&K. ಇಷ್ಟು ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು. Okay. Next, Project Snow Leopard. Snow Leopard means it is a Himalayan states ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. Himalayan states Snow Leopard in 2009. Snow Leopard. Himachirate. There is a Hemis National Park, okay, in J&K. There is a national park called Hemis, HEMIS, where it was implemented. And Project Crocodile. Project Crocodile, CROCODILE, like Muslim. Eastern coastal, West Bengal, Odisha ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇದು. 1975 and 1975. Then Project Rhino. Project Rhino, RHINO means rhinoceros. Rhinos. ಈ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಹಾರ್ನ್ ರೈನೋ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಲೈಕ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಬಟ್ ಸೊಂಡ್ಲಿರಲ್ಲ. ಥಿಕ್ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ರೈನೋ. ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಇನ್ ಅಸ್ಸಾಂ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಕಾಜಿರಂಗ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಕ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 1977. It was started in 1977. And Project Tiger. This was implemented properly in Karnataka. Okay. Project Tiger. Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Project Tiger. 1973. And Project Elephant. Project Elephant. 1992. 1992. Project Elephant, like human animal conflict is more. That's why they took separate money fund for decreasing the conflicts. Like there is a program called Mike. You know this Mike program. And Honeybee program. These are the different programs related to Project Elephant. ಇವಾಗ ಈ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ತುಂಬಾ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಕೆಲವು ಸತಿ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಕರೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿ ಸಾಯ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೈ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ವೈರ್ ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹನಿಬಿ ಸೌಂಡನ್ನು ಮೈಕ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಡೋದು. ಹನಿಬಿಗೆ ಆನೆಗೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಬೀಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವ, ಬೀಸ್ ಕಚ್ಚುತ್ತೆ ಆನೆಗೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆನೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಬೀಸಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಆನೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಸೌಂಡ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವ, ಅದನ್ನು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೈ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ವೈರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಅದು ದಾಟಲ್ಲ, ಅದ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ದೂರ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ದುಡ್ಡೆಲ್ಲ ಫಂಡ್ ಎತ್ತಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಒಂದು 10% ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಹಾಗೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸದರ್ನ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ? ನಿನ್ನೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, 8 degree 4 minutes. Northern most ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ, ಬನ್ನಿ ವಾಪಸ್. ಹೈಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಿಮಾಲಯ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ವೆಸ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹೈಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಿಮಾಲಯ decreases from east to west, but width decreases from west to east, right? ಹೀಗೆ height decreases from east to west, means eastern Himalaya are the highest peak, but in terms of depth, I mean width, in terms of width 400 in the western side alva, 400 meter, here it is just 50 meter. That means in terms of width, western Himalaya are the wider comparatively. In terms of height, eastern Himalayas are the highest peak. That's effect. Purvanchal means what? ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ನಿನ್ನೆದು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನೆನಪಿದೆಯಾ? ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಡ್ಯೂನ್ಸ್ ಅದು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ವಾ, ಬಾರ್ಕನ್ಸ್, ಸಿಫ್, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನೆನಪಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ವಿಂಡ್, ಇಫ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಡ್ಯೂನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟೆಡ್, ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಲಾಂಗಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ನಲ್ ಡ್ಯೂನ್ಸ್, and perpendicular to the direction of the wind we call it as a transverse, alva? And both transverse and the longitudinal are constructive or erosional or depositional. That too wind, not water. Nintidella. Aravallis runs from which state to which state? Aravallis, northwestern Aravallis. Gujarat to near Delhi, okay. Rajasthan, through Rajasthan, Aravalli mountain, northwestern. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ದಿಸ್ ಏರಿಯಾ, ಗುಜರಾತ್ ಟು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅರವಲ್ಲಿಸ್. ಸಾತ್ಪುರ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪೀಕ್, ಸಾತ್ಪುರ ಮಧ್ಯಪ್ರದೇಶಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, see, there are different plateaus, right? Deccan plateau, Himalayan plateau. My question is, which is stable plateau, Deccan or Himalayan? Stable. Deccan stable compared to Himalayan because earthquake, landslides, right? Himalayan plateaus prone for earthquakes, landslide, because that is a convergent boundary. There is a boundary, right? Deccan plateau, there is no boundary at all. That is the stable one. Plate tectonics ನೆನಪಾಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? ಯಾರಿದ್ರ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅವತ್ತು? Shillong plateau is a part of peninsular plateau. ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿ, Shillong plateau. Parts of peninsular plateau. Shillong. Okay. Satpura and Vindhya are the block mountains formed due to faulting. Faulting, what is faulting? There is a crack after that movement of the rock, right? And in between the valley of Satpura and Vindhya, river Narmada flows. And Karbi Anglang in Assam, Karbi Anglang, Krbi K-A-R-B-I-A-N-G-L-O-N-G, Anglong in Assam. Okay, and Chota Nagpur Plateau. Chota Nagpur Plateau. There is a coal reserve in that area. Chota Nagpur, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, that area. You know, eastern area, eastern mainland area, are the Chota Nagpur Plateau. Coal reserve. Kadapa rocks in Andhra Pradesh. Kadapa. K-A-D-A-P-P-A. Ella keliro question gal. You know this Dharwad rock. Dharwad ideyalla. Alli aa area sigute. Dharwad rocks anta. That is the second oldest rocks of India. Kelidare. Dharwad rocks. See, comparatively North India, is water sufficient or there is a problem with the water here? Compared to South India, compare ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ North India, water sufficient or insufficient? Water sufficient because perennial rivers ಇದೆ. North India are the water sufficient state or water sufficient place over entire India. South India are the not that much water comparatively. Water surplus. Here water deficit. North India are the water surplus states. South India are the water deficit states. These Vindhya and Satpura mountains, they act as a barrier for so many peninsular rivers to come to South India. Otherwise, they may drain towards South India. Because of these Vindhya rivers, Vindhya mountains, Satpura mountains, they block the existing rivers to come to South India. That's why all rivers, they drains into the Bay of Bengal before reaching South India. That's why South India are the water deficit states comparatively. Between Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats, which is continuous and which is discontinuous? Eastern is discontinuous, Western Ghat is continuous. Okay. And which is older? Eastern Ghats are older than Western Ghats. Eastern Ghats are discontinuous, Western Ghats are continuous, Eastern Ghats are older. There are only 3 passages, big passages in the Western Ghat. Okay. Bal Ghat, Bohor Ghat and Pal Ghat. Bal, Bohor and Pal Ghat. Bal Ghat, Bohor Ghat and Pal Ghat are the 3 ghats, are the passages of Western Ghat. Pal Ghat near Kerala, southernmost. Okay, southernmost passage of Western Ghat, Pal Ghat, and Bhor and Bal near to north, like Maharashtra, that area, that region. Bal in the northern Maharashtra, Bhor in the middle Maharashtra, that region. So Pal Ghat in the Kerala means southernmost passage of Western Ghat, Pal Ghat. Palakkad district. That region. Allige reach agake through a passage alone. Mahendragiri Hills is in Eastern Ghat or Western Ghat? Eastern Ghat, Mahendragiri. If the question is like highest peak of eastern side of Eastern Ghat, that is Aramkonda. Before I told you Aramkonda. But highest peak of Eastern Ghat, entire Eastern Ghat. If the question is like highest peak of entire Eastern Ghat, then the answer is Mahendragiri Hills. Mahendragiri Hills. Highest peak of eastern side of Eastern Ghat, Aramkonda. or Eastern Ghat, just Eastern Ghat, Mahendragiri Hills. Western Ghat, highest peak of Western Ghat, Anaimudi, Anaimudi. Highest peak of Nilgiri, Doddabetta. Highest peak of India, K2. There is a person called Godwin Austin who measured the peak. That's why his name, Godwin Austin. K2 Godwin anta karitare. And that is the second highest peak of the world. What is the first highest? Mount Everest. What is the highest peak of Aravalli then? Aravalli. Mount Abu, ABU. Mount Abu. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊಸ ಹೆಸರಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಮೋದಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಗುರು ಶಿಖರ್ ಅಂತ. ಮೌಂಟ್ ಅಬು ತೆಗೆದು ಗುರು ಶಿಖರ್. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆಲ್ಲ, ಗುರು ಶಿಖರ್. And what is the highest peak of Meghalaya? Meghalaya itself is a hilly state. Again there is a highest peak called Saramati's peak. Saramati, not Shabaramati, Saramati. This is Balghat. In some book it's a Talghat, okay? Talghat or Balghat, Mumbai. Don't confuse. Talghat, Balghat, and better. Mumbai and Nasik region is alva, Alvarat. And Borghat is like a Mumbai and Pune region. Balghat, Kerala. See, I'll tell you one statement, say right or wrong. Northern plain formed by Indus River, Brahmaputra River, Ganga River, both. Northern plain are formed because of Indus River, Brahmaputra River, Ganga River. Yes, it is. Okay, namaga answer Indus River western side alli ide alla. No. Northern plain means western side also. Some of the parts of Punjab is also part of northern plain. Right, Indus River having influence in the Punjab. Next. Another statement. Southern plain is formed by Godavari River, Krishna River, Kaveri River, Narmada River and Tapi River. Tell me. Southern plain is formed because of Kaveri, Godavari, Krishna, Narmada and Tapi. Kaveri, Godavari, Krishna definitely South India dalli irodu. That is not at all a problem. Narmada and Tapi, that is in the middle India. That also, because of that river, the plain going to form here in the South India. So that is having somewhat influence in the plain formation in the South India. That's why the statement is right. Okay. ಹಾಗೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಎಜುಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಗೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಲ್ಲಿ. ಹೀಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿವರ್ ಹರಿತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ದಂಡೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನರ್ಮದಾ, ದೆನ್ ತಾಪಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನರ್ಮದಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ತಾಪಿ ಆರ್ ದಿ ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್. Narmada is the first highest west flowing river, biggest. Tapi is the second. Okay. What is Terai region? Terai, like Babar, Khadar, Terai, alluvial soil. Finally, now ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ Terai region, soil ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ. My statement is, eastern side of India having more Terai region than the western side of India. Yes or no? Yes, because eastern side of all peninsular rivers, all Himalayan river, not peninsula, all Himalayan rivers, perennial river, right? And this perennial river or Himalayan river, they are the reason for this Terai region. They are the reason for the alluvial soil, right? That's why eastern side, they drain towards the Bay of Bengal, so eastern side. That's why more Terai region is in the eastern side of India than the western side of India. Okay. Deltas are prominent in the eastern side. Prominent, Jasti. Yes, right? Thar desert in the western side of India. Yes, desert, Rajasthan. See, Great Indian Desert is the eastward extension of Arabian Desert. Great Indian Desert is the eastward extension of Arabian Desert. Yes. Okay. Barkins are the longitudinal dunes found in desert. Let's study this class. Barkins are the longitudinal dunes. It is not a transverse. That's why it is a longitudinal. Yes, transverse means it should be perpendicular to the wind movement. No, it is not perpendicular. It's like this shape. So it is a right. It is not perpendicular. It is a longitudinal only. Right. Luni river is in which state? ಇದು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ರಾಜಸ್ಥಾನಲ್ಲಿ ರಿವರ್ ಇದೆ, ಲೂನಿ ರಿವರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಲೂನಿ, LUNI. See, you know what? Luni river starts from the eastern side of the Rajasthan and it must enter into the Arabian Sea, right? Before entering into Arabian, after Rajasthan, it just enters to Gujarat and through the Kutch region of the Gujarat, it must drain towards the Arabian Sea. But before entering into the Arabian Sea, only it dried up because it's in a hotter region, desert region. Kutch region alle dry agutte, Gujarat na Kutch region alle dry agutte, so it will not even enter. So it's an inland river, Luni, LUNI. See, my statement is Barren Island is the only active volcanic island in India which is located in Andaman and Nicobar. Barren Island, barren. That is the only active island in India which is located in the Andaman and Nicobar. Yes, rest of the islands are volcanic islands are some of them are the dormant and some of them are extinct. So only active volcano, that too within India, is Barren Island. Right, that is there in Andaman Nicobar. Like middle Andaman ittalva, allide Barren Island. Because admit in the Andaman, not see, middle Andaman, Barren Island. That is the only active island, active volcanic island. Port Blair ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಮಿಡಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ 140 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, just 140 kilometers from the Port Blair, capital. And dormant volcano Narkondam, having dormant volcano, yes or no? Narkondam, northern Andaman, dormant volcano. Yes, we discussed this. Indira Point is the southernmost point of Indian territory. Indira Col, that is. This is Indira Point. Yes, Indira Point. But if the question is like mainland India, Kanyakumari, not Indira Point. Okay. But southernmost point, Indira Point. Southernmost mainland, Kanyakumari. Kanyakumari, what is another name of Kanyakumari? Sometimes instead of Kanyakumari, southernmost mainland is Cape Comorin anta keltare. Yes, Cape Comorin, CAPE, Comorin, CAMORIN, Cape Comorin kelidare. Coco Channel, which separates Andaman Nicobar from the Myanmar. Coco Channel, ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಮಯನ್ಮಾರ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಅಂಡಮಾನ್ ನಿಕೋಬಾರ್ನ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಕೋಕೋ ಚಾನಲ್, CO, ಕೋಕೋ ಚಾನಲ್, ದಿಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಕೋಕೋ ಚಾನಲ್ ಸಪರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡಮಾನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನಿಕೋಬಾರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮಯನ್ಮಾರ್. ಮಯನ್ಮಾರ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿ? ದಿಸ್ ಸೈಡ್, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಅವರ್ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಈಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್, and that area to Andaman Nicobar, this area, in Bay of Bengal, right? This is the Coco Channel. Great Channel, India and Indonesia. India and Indonesia means Great Nicobar and Indonesia. Okay, Great Channel. Why the name Great Channel? Because of Great Nicobar. Southernmost point of Nicobar is called Great Nicobar. Right? So Great Nicobar to Indonesia, Great Channel. 8-degree channel separates separates what? India and or Lakshadweep and Maldives. Yes. Minica and Maldives. Minica is a part of India. That's why India and Maldives. If my statement is like Great Channel separates Andaman and Nicobar and Sumatra Island. Yes. Why no? Sumatra Island alle alva? Indonesia hatrane. So true. The Great Channel will separate India and Indonesia. True. The Great Channel separates India and Sumatra. Yes. Nicobar and Sumatra. Yes. Nicobar and Indonesia. Yes. ಹೇಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Fact ಇಷ್ಟೇ. Duncan Passage between South Andaman and Little Andaman, and or rest of the Andaman and Little Andaman, or rest of the India and Little Andaman, right? 10-degree channel, Andaman and Nicobar. Lakshadweep Islands are the Atoll Islands. Yes or no? Coral Reef. Yes. Minicoy is the largest island of Lakshadweep. Minicoy. Yes. Okay. This is how. Take heading is a drainage system. Drainage system means river ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ. Sometimes they ask. ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ, ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಚಾನಲ್? ರಿವರ್ ಚಾನಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಚಾನಲ್? ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಚಾನಲ್. ಡ್ರೈನೇಜ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಬರೋದು ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಡ್ರೈನೇಜ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಚಾನಲ್. ಡ್ರೈನೇಜ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. My question is channel. What is channel? What is channel? What is channel? River channel anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Like it's a flow of water, first of all, in a particular direction. The flow of water in a particular direction itself is a channel. The flow of water in a particular direction. What is drainage then? The standard form of drainage itself is, channel itself is a drainage. The flow of water in a well-defined channel. The flow of water in a well-defined channel is called drainage. Like Ganga drainage antivalva athara. Well-defined channel. Okay. Catchment area of river anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ. What is that? What is catchment area of river? Catchment area. ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Catchment area. See. Catchment area of river. This is where the river gets its water. This is where the river gets its water. The river catches water. Area where all the river collects water is known as catchment area. Catchment area of that river means that river wherever it gets its water. Like consider this is the plain, entire plain, and river is flowing like this. Like this is the precipitation. From this area river is getting water, like the precipitated water going to collect like this. So from here, this is the catchment area of the river. Okay, from where river collects its water. This is catchment area. Then what is the basin? River basin karitaru. River basin. B-A basin. S-I-N. B-A-S-I-N basin. This is the longest and widest. Okay, from channel, drainage, catchment area, these are the different things, but basin is the finest. From the source where river starts to where it drains, the entire area which was covered by that river is called river basin. It is the largest among all, the total area of the river from the source up to its end. The total area of the river from the source up to its end, end means discharge, where it drains it. Okay? It includes its tributaries, upanadigalu and distributaries. Okay, elladanu include ಮಾಡಿ. See, Kaveri river basin means its tributary also. It includes its tributaries also. Okay, upanadigalannu ಸೇರಿಸಿ. So, which is the widest? Basin is the biggest. Okay, biggest and widest. Next to that, catchment area. Next to that, drainage. Next to that, channel, smallest. This is catchment area. Like, you know this, consider that divider as a river, okay? Consider that divider as a river, and the road which is there after that, and this road which is there like here. These rivers are the catchment area for this place. That road and this road is the place for catchment area for that river. That divider, consider divider as a river. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿದ್ದಿರೋ ನೀರು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿದ್ದಿರೋ ನೀರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದು ರಿವರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ರೋಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೋಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ರಿವರ್. ಹಾಗೆ ದ ರಿವರ್ ವೇರ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಫ್ಲೋ, ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನೀರನ್ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಪಿಟೇಷನ್, ಮಳೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ನೀರು ಬೀಳುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನೀರು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋದರೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆದರೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ ಈಚೆ ಇರೋ ರಿವರ್ ನೀರು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎ ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ, ಅದು ಆಚೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೋಗಿ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿನ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ವೈಡರ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟರೀಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಉಪನದಿಗಳ ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಬಿಗ್ಗೆಸ್ಟ್. Next, watershed as a heading. Watershed. SHED. Watershed. I'll tell you the example for the watershed, then you will define. Vindhya and Satpura are the watershed for Himalayan rivers. Now define what is watershed. Watershed is nothing but something which act as a barrier or which prevent the flow of water. Watershed means any place which preventing the flow of water or water flow. Any place or any something, mountain or whatever. Anything which preventing the flow of water is called watershed, SHED. Watershed. What is Oxbow Lake? Yesterday we discussed it, right? Oxbow Lake. Due to meandering of river, water body is separated from the main river. Then that water body itself acts like a lake. Then we call that as a Oxbow Lake. This now discuss ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ವಾ, ಹೀಗೆ because of the meandering of river, see, because of its deposition and all, it changes its course like this, so it like this, so it's going to separate as a different lake here only. Alva, before it is flow is like this because of deposition activity, and reverse changes its course here. So this region before it is a part of river, now it is a different lake. So this Oxbow Lake means, what is the definition of Oxbow Lake? Define Oxbow Lake. Due to meandering of river, water body gets separated from the original or parent river, and it acts as a new water body called lake. That lake is Oxbow Lake. Okay. Take heading as a discordant flow. DISCHORDENT. Discordant flow. See, discordant flow means these are the like powerful river, means they will not change their course, means direction of its flow, whatever may they come. It may be mountain, it may be like Himalayan rivers. If you look at Himalayan rivers, that looks like it cuts the Himalaya and flowing. Like, so these Himalayan rivers are called discordant rivers, means whatever may be the barrier, their flow is standard, their flow is continuous. ಆನೆ ನಡೆದಿದ್ದ ದಾರಿ ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ ಆ ಥರ discordant rivers. Himalayan rivers means not changing their path. If any topography comes barrier for their flow, if any topography they acts as a barrier for their flow, they will not change their course or they will not change their direction. River erode them. River going to erode them means erosion happens and flow the same direction by cutting the obstructions. Right. Next, chordant river. This is discordant. Another one chordant. CHORDENT. Chordant. It's like a peninsular rivers, like our South Indian rivers. Means if something comes as an obstacle, means they will change their course. That is not a standard flow. Chordant river means like a peninsular river, like a South Indian river. If something acts as a barrier, if something acts as an obstacle for its flow, means it will just change its course. It will not erode the obstacles, it just changes flow itself. This is chordant flow. And what is which river is the oldest river, peninsular river or the Himalayan river? Oldest Himalayan river, right? Antecedent river anta kariತಾರೆ. ANTICIDENT. Antecedent river means ancient river anta, prachina. Antecedent. ANTICIDENT. Antecedent means age old river anta, like Brahmaputra, Ganga, Yamuna. These are the antecedent rivers. Older rivers means river that is older than Himalaya anta. Yes, no? These are the river older than Himalaya. Himalaya is formed when this Indo-Australian plateau, when it reaches the Eurasian plateau. Then because of the force folding started, that folding itself is Himalaya and till today it is growing. But these rivers are, that was there way before Himalaya. Right? Then discuss ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. So antecedent means the rivers which is older than the Himalaya. Antecedent. Peninsular river, is it antecedents? Is it antecedents? No, peninsular rivers are not antecedents. They are the rivers which is formed after India came under the influence of monsoon, right? When India came under the influence of monsoon, when India reaches northern hemisphere. India, before it is in a southern hemisphere, after tectonic influence, tectonic plate movement, it comes to northern hemisphere. After coming to northern hemisphere, it starts to experience the monsoon kind of climate, and because of this monsoon kind of climate, this peninsular river got generated, right? But these Himalayan rivers, they are way back the monsoon, like this, they don't need monsoon because they drain from the faraway region, northern part of the region, right? So they don't need any monsoon for its flow. So this peninsular river needs monsoon. That is the only source for its movement, only source for its flow. Okay, that's why inland navigation is worst in peninsular river, and it is better at the inland navigation, water navigation inland. It is better at the Himalayan rivers. Take heading is a bad land topography. Bad land topography. Bad land topography. See, when river is flowing, it erodes the next of the places, right? When river is flowing like this, it erodes the peripheral places. Erosion agutte. That topography itself is a bad land topography. Something erosion happens because of its river flow. Whenever river is flowing, the land adjacent to the river is eroding. See, something eroding means what happens? Soil erosion means fertility of the soil going to decreases. That's why it is called bad land. Bad land. Okay. Chambal river is best example. The land which is next to the Chambal river is not fertile. Chambal river, CHAMBL, Chambal river, bad land topography. What is the example for good land topography? Best example for woodland. Woodland topography means what, first of all? Because of the flow of river, the land which is next to that river becomes fertile, then we call it as a good land topography. Ganga river is the best example because alluvial soil, Terai region, northern plains. Ganga river is the best example for good land topography. The region, the area which is next to the bank of the Ganga river is at the bank of the Ganga river. Okay. Next, superimposed river. Superimposed river. Superimposed river. See, river applying most of its energy for a particular direction, and it cuts entire mountain or entire obstacles which is there in front of that. River apply most of its energy for a particular direction continuously, and it cuts the existing obstacles or existing mountain from its flow, on its flow or through its flow, which acts as a barrier for this flow. Then we call it as a superimposed river, and it cuts, okay, finally. River imposes all of its energy and it cuts the barrier which is there at its flow, and it flows through that cut. We call it as a superimposed river. Are you getting my point? That's right. Next, what is Cordant river? You already wrote, right? Cordant. If something obstacle came and they change their direction, like they change their course, then that is called Cordant rivers. There are 6 types of Cordant rivers, 6 patterns in the Cordant river, okay. Take heading as a Cordant river classified into 6 patterns, or 6 patterns of the Cordant rivers. First one is consequent Cordant. Consequent Cordant. Consequent Cordant is nothing but, this is a kind of single river. There is no tributary, nothing. Tributary naila. Single river is flowing. Then we call it as a consequent Cordant or consequent pattern. Single river without any tributary. ಉಪನದಿ, ಹೀಗೆ ಒಂದು ನದಿಯು ಹರಿತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ನದಿಗಳು ಅಡ್ಜಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಹೀಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಉಪನದಿನೇ ಇಲ್ದಿದ್ರೆ, if there is no tributary, a single river like a pipe ಇದ್ರೆ, then that is a consequent pattern. Okay. Second one, subsequent pattern. Subsequent pattern. River with tributary and distributary. What is distributary? Again, for this tributary, something like this, then we call it as a distributary. The river with tributary and distributary are called subsequent rivers. Next, third one, dendric pattern. See, dendric is like our hair, like n number of tributaries in a single point of place. N number of tributaries at a single point of place. We call it as a dendric pattern. Many tributaries, like many branch. See, many branch. For this tributary also many branch. It looks like a bush. This is dendric pattern. Next, trellis pattern. Trellis, T-R-E-L-L-I-S. Something trellis means what? Trellis, T-R-E-L, trellis pattern. See, consider this is the main river and tributary joins like this, 90 degree for that. For this tributary, another river joins like this. Means the point of contact is 90 degree wherever you go. Again it is 90 degree. This is called trellis, 90 degree. The main river and its tributary joins at an angle of 90 degree. Then we call it as a trellis. Main river and its patrons and its tributaries joins at its angle of 90 degree. Next, radial pattern. Radial. Something radial means what? Radial. See, consider this is the point, single point of river origination, and normally if it is consequent, if river originated from here means like Ganga river originated from Gangotri, it's like this on the kade flow agute. Instead of flowing in a single direction, if they flow in this direction, single point, from single point, it flow in a different direction, it looks like a radial, right? So, radial pattern. Centrifugal, radial. Next, centripetal pattern. Centripetal. Centripetal means what? Centripetal force. In chemistry lab alli idella irutte. Centripetal force anna experiment ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. Second PU ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Centripetal ಒಂದು ಮಷಿನ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಹೀಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೋನ್ ಶೇಪ್. ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಹೀಗೆ ವಿ ಶೇಪ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವ, ಯು ಶೇಪ್. ಇದು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ವಿ ಶೇಪ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್. ಅದು ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಫ್ಯೂಗಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಷಿನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಪೀಟಲ್. ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಹಾಕಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ತಿರುಗತ್ತೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಮಿಷಿನ್, ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಫ್ಯೂಗಲ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಔಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಹೋಗೋದು. ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಪೀಟಲ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ವೇ rivers flow and concentrate to a particular point. So many rivers comes and meet in a particular point, or so many dendrites, so many tributaries comes and meets in a particular point. We call it as a centrifugal pattern, not force. Centrifugal pattern. Centripetal, not fugal. Centripetal. Fugal means this one. This one. This one. Centrifugal means outside. Yes, the another name. Radial, another name. Centripetal means opposite to radial, opposite to fugal. Okay, petal. You know Loktak Lake, Manipur, ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. There is a national park called Kaibul Lamjao in Manipur. Dancing deer ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಾ? There is a national park called Kaibul Lamjao in Manipur. In that national park, there is a lake called Loktak Lake, and that Loktak Lake is filled up with all the sediments. So there is no less amount of water and more amount of sediments, and the deer which is present on that national park, they travel through that and they will move over that lake because there is not many sediments, and while they are moving they will shake like this is river, no, they will shake, and that looks like a river is dancing. That's why the deer of that national park called as a dancing deer. Okay, it's a story there to the back side. Manipur dancing deer, no, dance ಮಾಡೋ ಜಿಂಕೆ. Loktak Lake in Manipur. Loktak. Loktak Lake in Manipur, located in Kaibul Lamjao National Park. Kaibul. Kaibul Lamjao. Lamjao. This is the only floating national park in the world. Okay, floating national park. Not entire national park is floating, but some parts. Because it's a kind of wetland, that's why. And that the dancing deer's real name is Sangai deer, okay? Sangai deer. But over Loktak is very big lake. Because of its sediments, it flow, it moves over that lake. And while moving over that lake, roaming around that lake, for the camera, it looks like it is dancing. That's why the name for the Sangay deer is dancing deer. ನೀವು ಡಿಸ್ಕವರಿ ಚಾನಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇದು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಫೇಮಸ್ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಡೀರ್ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. And it is endemic, okay, endangered. Endemic. This dancing deer, Sangay deer is endemic for that, Kaibul Lamjau National Park. Kelbodu idu alla. Endemic means what? It is restricted to that place only. It is not, will not get to see that same deer in the rest of the places. It is restricted to that place only, and it is endangered. Endangered means ಅಡವಿನ ಅಂಚಿನಲ್ಲಿರೋದು. ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಹಾಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ that will going to extinct. So the special protection is need of the for their protection. Okay. ಹಾಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ. ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಥ್ರೆಟನ್ಡ್, ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಥ್ರೆಟನ್ಡ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. ಓಕೆ, ರೆಡ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಬುಕ್ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ. ನನ್ನ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದು. ಓಕೆ, ಹಾಂ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, hornbill, colorful bird. There is a festival in hornbill festival in Nagaland. That's why it's in Nagaland's what we call sacred bird, Naga's sacred bird, hornbill festival ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ದಸರಾ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ದಸರಾ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಫೇಮಸ್ ನಾಗಾಲ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾರ್ನ್ಬಿಲ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟಿವಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಇದೆ, ದಾಂಡೇಲಿಯಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ. ಹಾರ್ನ್ಬಿಲ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಹುಕ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಲೈಕ್ ತುಂಬ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಹಾರ್ನ್ ಥರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೊಂಬು ಥರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಕಲರ್ಫುಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸಖತ್ ರೆಡ್ ಕಲರ್, ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ, ಬ್ಲೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೈಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಬಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ರೆಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು. And how we consider major river, minor river? You know this? The river which is having more than 20,000 square kilometer. The river which is more than 20,000 square kilometer of catchment area, we consider it as a major rivers. There are 14 major rivers in India. Square kilometer of catchment area. Catchment area, that road and divider. And the river which having 2 to 20 kilometers of square kilometers of the catchment area are called middle river, not major river. Middle basin river or middle river. Okay, 49 rivers are there, middle river within India. Less than 2,000 square kilometer, minor river or minor basin river. Middle 2 to 20,000 square kilometer, 2 to 20,000. Less than 2,000, minor. So major river constitute 58% of the total water, river water. Major river constitute 58% of the total water. Minor river constitutes 8%, and middle river 7%. So decreasing order, right? In a decreasing order. Out of entire fresh water, river water, 58% of the water constitutes by major rivers, and 8% by the minor river, and middle river 7%. Now write in a decreasing order. Major river, then minor river, after that middle river, because 7%. Minor river 8%. Right? ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Indus Water Treaty between which country? Indus Water Treaty. ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ? Indus Water Treaty between India and Pakistan. India and Pakistan. Indus is a river and there is a treaty for this Indus. Like ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನೀರನ್ನ ಅಂತ. There was a treaty during our great Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru's times. Till today it is prevailing. Indus Water Treaty. 3 river for India, 3 river for Pakistan. CJI for Pakistan, not Chief Justice of India. CJI means Chenab, Jhelum, Indus. So Indus is for Pakistan. And SBR for India. Satluj, B means Bias, R means Ravi. Satluj, Bias, Ravi for India. Chenab, Jhelum, Indus for Pakistan. This is the worst treaty which we have, come into agreement. Worst treaty which we have signed ever, because we lost Indus River. We lost, control over the Indus River. That is the biggest river. That is the entire water source for our Western India. If we properly, utilize the Indus water for India, we can grow best number of crops in Rajasthan also. We can grow best number of crops in Haryana also. Today, Haryana and some parts of Rajasthan, the water deficit states. Haryana and Rajasthan are the fully water deficit states today. Even Punjab groundwater also, completely over. So that is not the previous treaty is like an irrational treaty. They didn't even think about the future. At that time, for the temporary benefits, they just signed the agreement, and that is the wonderful agreement that was there in front of even today. Or the government questioning about that treaty, but it is not possible because our wonderful politicians, they just sold our Indus River to Pakistan. This is all. Ular Lake, that's a